Russia's defense industry employs 2.5 to 3 million people and accounts for 20% of all manufacturing jobs in Russia. During the crisis years of the Russian economy, the country's military industry survived mainly on exports. In early April, Russian President Vladimir Putin summed up the results of the country's international sales of military hardware. As he reported, in 2019, Moscow supplied partners with arms and equipment to the tune of around $15 billion. As of April 2020, the total order portfolio stands at more than $55 billion, with approximately 100 partner countries. Of course, the successful combat experience of Russian weaponry, which was especially brilliant in Syria, has worked in our favor. Its effectiveness, accuracy, and easy maintenance are qualities highly valued in the global arms market, Putin remarked. Today, Russia ranks second in the global arms export market. Its main competitor in the segment is the United States. But according to Russian weapons exporters, they are strengthening their positions in Washington's traditional markets. Russian defense companies are constantly updating their export catalog of military products with new models, air defense systems, multiple launch rocket systems, military vehicles, unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs, and many others. Thanks to this, in recent years, Russia has strengthened its positions in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, the state corporation Rostec said in a statement. Russia's state arms seller, Rosaboronexport, announced in April the first contract to supply assault boats to a country in sub-Saharan Africa. The recipient's identity is concealed. What is known? It marks the first export contract of Russian-made final naval products to this region in the last 20 years. While this news might not have caught much international attention, this new deal adds up to a pattern. Russia is building its path to gain a foothold in Africa and broaden its export map for arms on the continent. Once a major supplier during the Soviet era, Russia's role in Africa waned after the collapse of the USSR. But by 2000, Russia had made inroads again, and within the last 2 decades, Russia has managed to become the biggest arms exporter to Africa. Currently, it accounts for 49% of total arms exports to Africa, according to the database of the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, or SIPRI. Over the past few years, Moscow has produced more than 630 Su-30 frontline fighters, both for the Russian Air Force and for the armies of Algeria, Armenia, China, and India. Algeria, a longtime major customer, imported 66% of its arms from Russia in 2014 to 18. The largest fleet of Su-30 aircraft, over 300, went to India. In addition, 41 MiG-29K KUB carrier-based fighter aircraft are in service in New Delhi. The Indians like the machine so much that the two countries are negotiating the expedited delivery of a further 21 fighters for an undisclosed price. At the same time, Moscow is in talks to supply new 4++ generation Su-35 fighters to China, Egypt, the UAE, and Turkey. Turkey was the first NATO member country to build close military and technical ties with Moscow. Moreover, Ankara was nearly Moscow's #1 customer last year. Turkey, a NATO member and a key buyer of US weapons, became one of the first recipients of the S-400 Triumf air defense system in 2019, purchasing 4 batteries worth about $2.5 billion. Each battery comprises 4 launchers, each with 4 missiles. So one battery contains a total of 16 anti-missiles, capable of shooting down 5th-generation fighters and crew missiles at a range of 200 kilometers. And that's not including reserve firepower, which is also a part of the contract and will find its way onto the battlefield. On top of that, the contract includes several transport loading vehicles, radar stations, a command post, and various support vehicles. Plus, Turkish anti-aircraft gunners will receive training in Russia on how to operate the system. In addition, Moscow is trying to tempt another US partner, the United Arab Emirates. In the early 2000s, the country bought more than 1,000 Russian lightly armored BMP-3 personal carriers. At the IDEX 2019 International Defense Exhibition, Abu Dhabi signed a $2.71 million contract to upgrade these vehicles. What the result will look like is not public knowledge. In a related move, Moscow is badgering Abu Dhabi to purchase its latest anti-drone system to protect against low-flying threats. The AU-220 anti-aircraft gun with 57mm artillery shells can pierce the armor of the most advanced aircraft. Moscow also signed a contract with Iraq for the supply of TOS-1A Solstapek heavy flamethrower systems, Mi-28N and Mi-35 helicopters, Pantsir C-1 anti-aircraft missiles and gun systems, and T-90 tanks. The entire procurement is valued at $1.7 billion. As it looks to ramp up its exports, Moscow is highly dependent on the broader political and economic situation in the Middle East. Given the fact that the majority of the regional actors, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, Jordan, and Kuwait, are US allies and importers of American arms, Russia finds itself in a very tricky situation.